Alrighty, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Seth here, bringing you guys, I guess, my first video on my channel. And I'm not sure how well you guys can hear me. But right now we're on the way to my buddy Kyle's house. And dude, I got a topic that I literally have to talk about. It's a story I have to tell, and basically it's just still till this day. Well, I mean, it just happened the other day, if I'm being honest, but I'm still shook. I mean, it's so crazy that I don't know. But anyway, so I guess this will be my first video on my channel. So this is my 2003 CBR 600. It's pretty much everything on it is 06, but you know, the motor and the actual frame and stuff is 03. But yeah, so into the story. I guess I'll talk, you know, about myself in another video, but anyway, so I was going to an undisclosed town a little ways from mine to meet my buddy Zach. He's got a BMW S1000. I'm sure you'll see him on the channel sometime, depending on how much I upload. But yeah, I was going to meet him at the park in that town. It's a pretty big park. It's actually probably one of the nicest parks closest to us, but you know, that really doesn't matter. But so I get to the park, you know, I call him, I'm like, hey bro, I'm here, where you at? You know, what's going on? And you know, I see him, so I go through the wrong way of the park. There's like a do not enter sign, and I went that way because, you know, I'm a savage. No, but it was pretty much convenient because, you know, Zach was here and the do not enter sign was here. You know, so it didn't make sense just to go all the way around. But so I do that, link up with my buddy Zach. We're pulling out of the park. You know, he's got his girl with him, or a girl. I don't know if they're dating or not, but so we're pulling out of the park, make a left at the light. That's out of the park, and then he tells me to stand it up. You know, it's a stunt bike, so I stand it up. You know, there's no cops around, whatever. Wrong. No, there was a cop, and we get to this traffic light. He's in the right turn lane. You know, he's asking his girl because she lives in that town. She knows it better than him. So he's like, you know, where do we go? Blah blah blah. And tells me to go straight. So I get in the left lane. I look back, like so. Nothing. No cops. No cars behind me. So I get over. So at this point, we're in the straight lane, and there's these dudes like right here, stunting it on you know, big wheel bikes, you know, like people that ride around pretty much one wheel in the air 24/7, do the whole swerve thing on YouTube, you know, the whole spiel. So I was about to bring it up, shifted into second, you know, about to show them. And it's pretty ignorant to, oh shoot, there's gravel right here. It's pretty stupid of me to even think about bringing it up, but luckily I didn't, because I got lit up. So at this point, the cop's behind me, my buddy Zach. Zach's kind of to my right, and I kind of gas it. I'm like, all right, bro, it's on. We're running. Like, no bueno. Game over. This cop's about to get dusted, because I know this town pretty well. Because like I said, it's only 20-30 minutes away from me. So then I was like, you know, I probably shouldn't, you know, because technically it would have been my first time running. So I was just like, you know, I'm not gonna do it. It's in a town, you know, a highway or wherever would be different. So I bitched out, if I'm being honest. I bitched out. I was like, I ain't doing it. I'm gonna give this cop a chance. You know, I just got that gut feeling that the cop's gonna be cool. Wrong again. So this bike's still not my name. My work situation, I pretty much work out of state, so I'm only home once a month, if that. So again, coming back to the whole YouTube situation, that's why I'm saying I don't know if I'll be able to upload a lot, but again, this video I had to get out. So he pulls me over. My buddy Zach gets on the sidewalk because we kind of pull over next to like a bunch of town or buildings and stuff. And so the cop walks up. I have my helmet and hat on at this point. Like, I already know I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to try and evade. And again, the bike's not registered. Doesn't even have insurance. Nothing. Of course, now it does. You know, it's all registered with my name and everything. So, yeah, the cop, he's like, license, registration, and insurance. I'm like, here's my license. The insurance is on my phone through Geico. So you'll have to wait for that, or wait for me to pull it up if you really want it. He's like, nope. He's like, you're all good. Just sit tight. I want to run your info, and I'll be right back. So the cop comes up again about, I don't know, 10 minutes later, if that. And he's like, I can't make out your plate. What's it say? And he gets up real close to it, and I'm like, at this point, I was like, it's a fake vanity plate. It's not real. And if you don't know what plate I'm talking about, it's basically the plate from Bikes versus Cops with the run this middle finger type deal. So he got up real close to it and was like, oh, okay. He's like, I see what you're working with now. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just a gimmick between me and my friends. You know, I'm just bullshit, making excuses. And he's like, all right, whatever. He's like, just sit tight. I'll be right back again. So comes back and he's like, all right, since the bike doesn't have a proper plate and stuff, or sorry, let me back up a little bit. At this point, I'm sitting on the curb, I'm off my bike, talking to my buddy Zach, like, oh, he's like, you should have ran, man, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, again, I had that gut feeling. That's what I explained to him. I was like, I had a gut feeling that, you know, something's telling me not to run, blah, blah, blah. So the cop comes up to me as I'm sitting on the curb, and he's like, all right, man. He's like, your bike's gonna have to get towed, so do you have a preference? So I'm like, okay, bet. Like, no big deal. I'll go to my house. Wow, that was poopy. So at this point, I'm like, all right, bet. I'll go to my house and get my truck and ramps and stuff. And he's like, he laughs, like, seriously, he like busts out laughing. He's like, no, dude. He's like, I mean, your bike's getting impounded. You're not riding this thing home. So I'm like, oh man. I'm like, dude, I was like, at this point, I'm still cool, calm, and collective. Like, I'm not being a dick. I know I chose to pull over, but it's just I'm getting mad at myself because I had that gut feeling, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, dude, I was like, if you take my bike, how am I gonna get out of the impound? Like, it's still not my name. And he's like, that sounds like a you problem. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm like, all right, dude. I was like, I mean, if I get the title texted to me and, you know, show that the guy before me that owned it signed it, and, you know, it's ready to transfer and stuff, and he's like, nope. He's like, I'm still taking the bike. So at this point, he's getting mad. He's like, do you have a preference or not? And I'm like, just call whoever. So again, I'm not going to disclose any towns, police, towing companies, anything like that, but he basically tells me, he's like, I called a tow company since you had no preference, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, dude. He's like, I just, honestly, at this point, I just keep expressing to the officer, like, dude, if you take my bike, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't get it out of the impound. Because it's an out-of-state bike. Like, I bought it out of state, so in Ohio, which where I'm from, when you buy something out of state, they have to inspect it. Like, the VIN matches the title, and that's it. They don't have to do a small test, no nothing like that. So I told the cop that. He's like, yeah, I already know that, but I still called the tow truck and they're on their way. So probably 20-25 minutes pass, or back that up a little bit, about 10 minutes pass. The cop comes up out of his car again and hands me 2 citations. One for no motorcycle endorsement, because I don't have that either, and 2 for fictitious plates. And he also said that he could have wrote me for reckless op because I did the wheelie. And I was just like, I appreciate that, but you know, just I'll take the tickets, whatever. So at this point, again, I'm still not mad. I'm just upset with myself because I could have made not a better decision in a way, but I could have got away, you know. So probably another 10-15 minutes passes. The tow truck comes and the guy gets out, and the cop immediately goes up to the tow truck driver and is just like, dude, this guy did this, he doesn't have this, and you can just see the tow truck driver like amazed, like, dude, this kid's stupid, you know, whatever. And but the guy's older, which as soon as the guy got there, I could tell that, you know, he rode a Harley or something like that. I don't know if that's profiling or whatever you want to call it, but you could tell he's rode a bike a day or two in his life, and that made me happy because that means, you know, my bike's gonna get on the tow truck safely. So the tow truck driver comes up to me and is like, the first thing I said to him was like, I'm the culprit, because he started talking to my buddy Zach. And I was like, I'm the culprit, man. And he's like, really? He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I've just felt like stopping, you know, I'm sure you know that bikes can run from cops pretty easily. He's like, yeah. He's like, I know. He was like, I actually ride a 99 Harley with no endorsement or motorcycle license and tags or anything like that as well. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, it's like, that's pretty cool, man. And at this point, you know, I'm pretty down. I'm upset because this pretty much would have been the last time I saw my bike, if that makes sense, because there's no way I can get it out of the impound, so therefore it's going to get crushed, or, you know, I'm going to have to take the title to them or whatever. And so I'm like, alright, you know, this guy seems pretty cool. He's giving me the respect that pretty much the cop was lacking, if that makes sense. And so the tow truck driver basically, you know, we're sitting there talking about my bike, you know, stuff like that, and I'm noticing some bugs on my visor, so I apologize if there is one on the GoPro. I have pretty much nothing I can do about it, but you know, we're talking about my bike. He's putting down the ramp with the rollback, and he's like, hey, you want to load it up? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'll do it for you. He's like, alright, basically just drive it to the edge of the rollback, and so it's like this, and he was telling me to put it like right here, and then he'll just boom it up type deal. So I hop on the bike, fire it up, and the fucking cop, man, freaks out, blaring his siren, honking. He's like, he don't have his motorcycle endorsement, tell his friend to do it. Like, real mad. So at this point I'm like, dude, I was like, are you kidding me? I can't even ride my bike. So I get off the bike, my buddy Zach with the S1000 hops on it, does what the tow truck driver asked him to do. And I forgot to add that basically when I found my bike was getting towed, I called my buddy Tyler, who has a R1 and a fully built Gixxer, to come get me. And so basically the tow truck driver and Zach get my bike on the tow truck, and Zach's like, hey, is Tyler still on the way? And I'm like, yeah, he's about, I don't know, 10-15 out, or nah, I wouldn't even say that, probably 10 minutes out. And Zach was like, tell him to go to the impound lot or the tow yard. The tow truck driver wants you to ride with him. So I'm like, okay, something's weird. And if I feel like it, I again had that gut feeling. I had the gut feeling to start recording on my phone because I knew something was going to happen at that point. So, dang, a huge bug just hit me. I don't know if you guys heard that. So at this point, you know, bike strapped down on the tow truck. I hop in, I start chatting with the tow truck driver some more. I'm like, dude, I appreciate you taking my bike with care, you know, not strapping the shit out of it, blowing the fork seals out, stuff like that. He's like, again, I ride a bike, I understand, I'm not going to treat your bike like shit. I'm going to treat it like it's my own. So I'm like, I respect that. And at this point I asked the tow truck driver, I was like, hey bro, I was like, what's the address of the impound lot? My buddy Tyler's going there. So he gives it to me, and I put it in my phone just to see if you know, it was the right address, to see if my buddy Tyler, to see if that was the right address. So I asked him, I was like, hey, is it 15 minutes from here? And he's like, yeah, that's it. And there's a rock. I love these roads so much. But so basically he sent the address to my buddy Tyler, and I still have the address punched into my phone, and I noticed we missed a couple turns. So the tow truck driver, you know, we're still talking, stuff like that, and then the tow truck driver gets on his phone. He's like, hold on 1 minute, I gotta make a phone call. So I'm like, alright, you know, maybe he's just calling the cop, telling him like, hey, I got the bike, we're good. Or I mean, you know, I'm taking the bike to the impound lot, if you want to file it, whatever. Something, I don't know who he was talking to. So he hangs up the phone. I could barely hear. He was talking super quiet. Like, I mean, I don't even know how the person on the other end of the phone was even hearing him. But my phone captured it. Again, I'll put the video in if I feel like it. But a little bit later, or as soon as he gets off the phone, he goes, hey, tell your buddy we're not going to the tow yard. I'm like, what? He's like, how much money do you got in your pocket? I'm like, at this point, I'm like, fuck. Now I'm in between two walls. This guy wants $200 or $100 to get my bike, to drop it somewhere and let me go, or it's going to the crusher, pretty much. And I'm like, dude, I pull out my wallet, I'm like, I got $40 right here with your name on it, if you're thinking what I'm thinking. And he goes, we're on the same page. He's like, it's only me and you that know about it, and your buddy behind us, and the one you're about to call. So he drives me on a state route that pretty much leads all the way to my house. And there's a gas station there. Hold on one second. There's a gas station off that state route. And he pulls in. He's like, listen dude, he's like I told you when I first got there, he said, I ride without a motorcycle endorsement or motorcycle license, and I don't ride with tags. He's like, if that were me, or he said, I hope if it was me in your situation that you would do the same for me. And I said, dude, I didn't even know what to think at this point, dude. You guys gotta think, my bike was headed, again, pretty much to the crusher, and this dude is going out of his way to drop me and my bike off. Like, again, I'm not gonna disclose the towing company, nothing like that, because I'm not gonna let the tow truck driver get at fault for this, or the station, whatever. I could even get in trouble for this. So he drops me and my bike off at this gas station, and I give him the $40, and I'm out. I got my bike, as you can see, and I'm riding it. So, I mean, I seriously, I never even got his name, and maybe that was for a good reason. But dude, if you're watching this, 1 in a million chance, shout out to you. I will always use your tow company from now on because you're a legend. I will seriously always tell this story, and my friends didn't even believe what I'm telling you guys right now because I still don't even believe it. I mean, it's seriously nuts, like seriously. But I will always use his tow company. Again, not gonna disclose it. I've already said that 4,000 times. But yeah, that's pretty much my little rant slash story today, and my first video on my channel. Sorry for no wheelie stunts or anything in this video. I tried to get it up on that one road, but I don't know what happened. Guess I just didn't wrap it enough. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like my voice, want to see what I bring in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.
My mama calls, see you on TV, sunset shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I wouldn't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations.